Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WWD Hall of Fame class of Season 2. We got 11, not just 10, but 11 Hall of Fame entries. We come to you live from Sydney, Australia. Let's get this underway. Hall of Fame class of Season 2 underway here. God, I love seeing the old arena. I know I based the Season 2 arena off the old one, but the old one just looks so much cooler. And there's something about the 2K19 graphics that are just... I don't know. Oh god, this is a 4-on-4 8-man tag. I forgot that the loading screens in between them all are so long. Oh, we're gonna be here ages. That's the only thing I don't miss about 2K19. I also wish we'd get promos back. Thought about cutting a promo just because I miss doing it, but nah. I'll stay out of character for it. Either way, Season 2 class, you may be a little confused. If you watched the Season 1 class, Herobrine went in solo. But there's a reason that he's in the Bullet Club gear, because that man is not going in as a solo superstar. He is going in for the faction he kind of took over. The Bullet Club, of course, Season 2... the storyline was Carnage and DL had a big old fight. They split FNX off. DL went on to do his own thing. Carnage came back with FNX. DL started the Bullet Club. It would be him, it would be Finn Balor, it would be AJ Styles, and it would be Herobrine. Those men would run rampant, winning all the titles, winning all the gold, all the fame, all the glory. And then it would come to WWD, Count in the Bank. If I remember correctly, it was a Bullet-themed pay-per-view. Bullet Club-themed pay-per-view. I could be wrong on that. But live from the Los Santos Maze Bank Arena, the host of WWD WrestleMania 3 this year. But they would end up having a match. It would be the Destroyer, DL, or no, it would be the Overlord versus Twisted Savior, Carnage. The WWD House Championship. Match never seen before. It'd be a no-rules match. 30-minute Iron Man no-rules match. Whoever could score the most pinfalls or submissions at the end of the 30 minutes would win the House Championship. Overlord would win on the following show. Finn Balor would go after... Oh, wait. Dawson may have been in... I think Dawson was in the Bullet Club. Yeah, he was. But, Finn Balor would end up going after Dawson. AJ Styles would go after Carnage. DL would be confused because he wasn't telling his men to do this. The night before, Herobrine won the Money in the Bank contract. All of a sudden in the main event, Herobrine cashed in on DL. Won the Hounds Championship. That raised questions. Nobody knew the next pay-per-view either. That raised questions. Everybody was confused. All of a sudden, DL comes out, tries reforming FNX with Carnage. Next pay-per-view would be revealed FNX TakeOver. It was going to be that man, Herobrine, and AJ versus Dawson, DL, and Carnage. Nobody knew if Carnage would show up for FNX. Next week, they'd have a match against the Undisputed Era. I don't know, it might not have been Undisputed Era. I don't know who it was against. I want to say it was Undisputed Era, but I could be wrong on that. They'd have a match. Carnage wouldn't show up for it. Looked like it was a lost cause. At FNX TakeOver, you'd hear FNX's theme hit. And who would walk out? Not just Dawson and Destroyer, but Carnage following suit. They would go on to beat Finn Balor, AJ, and The Fiend. Or The Fiend, Herobrine. My brain, it's not working. I did not sleep good last night. Balor Club here in Hall of Fame. Bullet Club here in the Hall of Fame too, but Balor Club's been running rampant longer than Bullet Club. Balor, of course, also played a huge part in Season 1 of WWD. That man, absolute beast. Team up with FNX. He is a former FNX member too, so. Finn Balor had one of the coolest attires. That symbiote attire that he used to have. Oh my god, I miss it. It was so cool. You had the leather jacket with the hood, and then you had like the long jacket with the hood. It was awesome. I wish you could transfer tires up from games. I wish I could bring my 2K19 tires up to 2K22. But of course, can't have Herobrine and AJ for the Bullet Club without including, if the wait time would not be so long. There he is. Without the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. So here's the issue. AJ did not have the Bullet Club attire. Still, I got rid of it for this. He had a green attire and he had that. That used to be the Bullet Club attire, and then I downloaded that for Mania. It's cool, but I wish I had the Bullet Club attire. The phenomenal one. Won a few titles in WWD, I want to say. He also was in Mania. I'm trying to go to Mania on my channel. If you haven't seen that, watch WrestleMania 2. Let me see. What match was he a part of? Wasn't the Usos? That was Dangerous. What match was he a part of? Oh, he was a part of the Hell in a Cell match. It was for the Galaxy World Championship. It was AJ Styles versus Rob Van Dam versus Cena versus Dan TDM versus Corner versus Rey Mysterio. Of course, Corner will walk out the Galaxy World Champion, the final man to hold that title, unless I bring it back later. I don't know. But the Bullet Club enters the Hall of Fame, and the next man has a pretty interesting history here in WWD. Now, this man, Dawson, behind the scenes, a bunch of drama happened. He got mad over me saying that electric cars were a cool idea. Doesn't really make sense, but you know. So yeah, that's what happened, why Dawson got written off and all that. But that man there, 6 feet of hardcore country Dawson, would come in, a part of FNX, would then later go into main event of WWD, get murdered by Overlord in that triple threat match that made Jimmy say some controversial things, nearly quit. Yeah, good old Jimmy. But then would go on, Season 2, turn on DL because of the WrestleMania, and then would lead to In Your House, where they'd have that 30-minute, the No Rules match where he got murdered. Of course, when I was trying to think of like cool attires for everybody for Mania, I couldn't come up with anything for Dawson, so I just went with like Thanos, because I did it for so many people at that point. The Shield all had Thanos attire at one point. So I've done it for so many people, I was like, screw it, I'm doing Thanos, but country. So I just threw a flannel and a cowboy hat on him, and there you go, that's how you got the WrestleMania attire. So Dawson, kind of one-time, kind of two-time Hall of Famer. FNX from the last class was mainly just DL and Carnage. Just because so many members leave and join, but DL and Carnage are the main two. But this man started as a joke. We found him on Community Creations. We were like, screw it. And this started a whole thing of fake gimmicked wrestlers. So instead of the rated R Superstar, you have the rated G Superstar Corner! Like, it was to the point Red had a whole fake theme song for him. If you want to hear that, you can see it on 3 a.m. Royal Rumble, which was filmed at 3 a.m. when me and Red were both low on sleep, slap happy. You can see some superstars. I think you can see some superstars that were never seen again or never actually in there, like in WWD, because I just download them as jokes that night. But Corner entering the Hall of Fame. Red's gonna be happy about that one. But this man became one of Red's fan favorites. It's the ambulance blocks a shot. But Optimus Prime didn't really do anything all season 1. And then all of a sudden season 2 just popped off, basically. Won the United... No. Not Enigmatic, not US. Might have been the US. I think it was the US title. Optimus Prime, of course, not coming back for season 2 that we know of so far. I don't know, even I don't know. I download the guys, but sometimes I'll find a good superstar in community creations like halfway through the season and go, okay, we're out of him. Optimus Prime, though. Superstar was below mid-card, he was low card, but kind of turned into a main eventer at the end. Speaking of mid-carders, a man still in WWD to this day. The next entry, if it would hurry up. Oh, here he is. A man still in WWD to this day. Not Natalia, but the Marionette, aka Puppet. The Puppet Master, Puppet, Marionette, kind of varied between all three of those names. But that man has been a mid-carder on WWD. He's been here for ages. He's sat there. He's clawed his way to where he is now. Maybe he'll get a Hound Championship performance one day, like run. Who knows? But he has been in more title matches than I can even recall. I think he's literally fought for every single title that's ever been on WWD at this point. Marionette enters the Hall of Fame. But the next man should technically, let's be honest, he should be front and center. Because without this next man, WWD would not be a thing. Me and Red's friendship would not be a thing. The man that started everything. The reason this channel is still alive. The reason that WWD is a thing. The reason me and Red know each other. Candy Cane. As stupid as that sounds, the backstory behind it, it was, I think, Christmas of 2018, right before I was getting my PlayStation. I didn't even know I was getting it. And I was scrolling on YouTube and I found a 2K18 or 19 stream. And I clicked on it and it was this dude making a universe bone. I was like, oh, that's cool, I've never seen this before. And match was Kane versus somebody. And Kane came out in a red and white attire that made him look like a Candy Cane. So I went, by God almighty, that's gotta be Candy Cane. Little did I know the guy that I commented, the guy's stream that I commented on, happened to be Red Hood. And from there, me and Red, I think I joined a Fortnite Red Hood Says or something they used to do. And that then led to, what, 3-4 years of friendship now? So Candy Cane, the reason all of this is happening, WWD Hall of Famer. As let's carry on to our next group of Hall of Famers. As we're almost to the final stretch, I think, hang on, let me look. Right before the, well, we got a solo guy. This is 11 people, which I wanted to keep it in 10, but I had to make it 11. Load. I hate the loading times on 2K19. I do not miss this. But we talked about joking superstars. Here's one of them. Triple H. So it's the joke superstars started like Corner, Ottoman Handles. Like it was guys that we would download purposely bad-looking creations that were supposed to be WWE superstars. Ottoman Handles was supposed to be Roman Reigns. You had Corner, who was supposed to be Edge. Well, then it started into this, which was Triple H. It was a 2K20 creation that I ended up remaking. And it's Donald Trump as Triple H. And well, you know, Triple H spawned, I went, DX. Trump is a former president. Hang on, there's other members. So then, Then it became field load. So that wasn't the game, that was the wall, Triple H. I hate how long these take to load. I might cut those out, I don't know. Then it became not Joe Biden, but John Maiden. Not the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, but the Heartbreak Grandpa, John Maiden. And that kind of formed the idea of P Residential X. Not D Generation X, P Residential X, because of course it did. Well, then I was like, well, you know, you got X-Pac, you got the Road Dogg, you got Billy Gunn, who else am I gonna get here? So, it never formed into a full 5-man faction, it only stayed at a 4-man, which is probably good because I couldn't find any more political figures. And I think if we drew from Jimmy's idea, we'll say Jimmy. But I think if I drew from that, I'd get canceled. But that did spawned in, not, you know, I'm trying to think of his actual name. The Bad A. Billy Gunn. I don't even remember what I called him. I think I called him the Good Head Bricky O'Bun, I think it was what it was. I don't remember what I said. The Good some body part, I don't remember. So yeah, not Billy Gunn, but Barack Obama as Billy Gunn. Which then that spawned in the final member. I couldn't find any more presidents, and then I found this creation on the 2K thing and went, oh, this is perfect. Field load. Not the Road Dogg, Jesse James. But what was it? The Sea Cat? Vussy Paynes, I think it was. I think it was the Sea Cat. But either way, P Residential X enters the WWD Hall of Fame. They were mostly a joke, let's be honest. But either way, they enter. I was running out of spots. Plus, I really wanted to put them in. So while P Residential X enters as a joke, the next 4 men enter logistically. They deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. You have the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. This man, former United States champion, blew our pyro budget. Jimmy had a conniption fit about that at WrestleMania, which put him in a bad mood, and then the main event came around, and that put him in an even worse mood. Made him say some things. But either way, the American Nightmare, with Firo on his t-shirt, enters the Hall of Fame. He will be back for Season 3. Or not Season 3, sorry. He'll be back for Season 4 in WWE 2K23, which I'm kind of confirming it that we're doing a Season 4. Unless Jimmy quits. Jimmy and Red Hood quit at Mania, then... Bob had to convince Jimmy a lot to come back. I love how I'm in character, but out of character right now. The American Nightmare enters the Hall of Fame. But the next 3 men, very interesting picks, but I had to put them in. The first man, I'm technically putting myself in here 2 times, but has been the voice of every superstar that has walked down that ramp, every match, every entry, everything. You have the announcer for WWD and AEW at one point when we did that failed DL career mode, and then he ended up teaming with DL, which was very interesting. Well, firstly, he wasn't the commentator, he was the ring announcer. He's been voiced by 2 people. He's been voiced by Red Hood and he's been voiced by me. Voiced by Red Hood on commentary, voiced by me ring announcing. Tim ended up getting killed by DL. You heard him blood-curdling screams. Then ended up entering the Royal Rumble, ended up losing the Royal Rumble. Tim teamed with DL at one point. Maybe we'll see him back for season 2 or 3. Who knows? But Tim entering the Hall of Fame, the voice of WWD. The man, the myth, the legend, who got murdered by the Overlord. That's what he's most famous for. Not commentating for, what, 3 years? Or ring announcing for 3 years. He's most famous for getting killed by DL. But with Tim entering, you can't have a ring announcer enter the Hall of Fame without having 2 of the voices of WWD. So first off, RHE's head commentator, WWD's second commentator, Jimmy. He's been here since season 1. Jimmy. And if you're questioning why Jimmy looks like that, I went back. So RHE had one match. It was Jimmy versus Bob in a steel cage. I think it was like episode 15 of RHE or something like that. Season 1. That's what Jimmy looked like. He had pink hair that matched the suit, but I mean, I just decided to give him gray because he's old. And of course, WrestleMania.
I want to go home. Dropkick down goes Dawson. My contract expires after this match. Come on. We're re-signing you, Jimmy. No, I'm retiring. Jimmy, you're not allowed to retire. I'm retiring. Your contract doesn't expire for another 6 years. I'd rather be a Nazi than in this. Oh my God.
So yeah, Jimmy says some controversial things. That was WrestleMania. I don't know how loud that was. I tried muffling when he let out that blood-curdling scream. But either way, you can't have Jimmy in the Hall of Fame without also including the man who commentated with Jimmy for all these years, Bob. And oh my God! Bob's making a beeline to the ring, and that's also what Bob looked like in RHG when he competed one time and got killed. But Bob entering the WWD Hall of Fame, the voice of WWD. Who knows? Jimmy challenged Bob last WrestleMania. He said, "Bob, I want to fight you at the next Mania." So who knows? Maybe Bob versus Jimmy Part 2. Maybe Bob and the Overlord versus Jimmy and Carnage. Or Bob and DL versus Carnage. Or versus Jimmy and Jason Sharp. Who knows? But either way, the voices of WWD enter the Hall of Fame. Tim, Bob, Jimmy. I think they're rightfully deserving of it. Either way, let's continue into the last 2 Hall of Famers of Class of Season 2. As here we go, the final 2. Now this man I had to put in here, that's why it's 11 people, but I may continue doing 11. 10 normal and then the head of the Hall of Fame class of that season. Not Goldberg, but accompanied, you know, I want to do it one more time. Accompanied to the ring by Gotham City PD. He is, from Gotham City, Batman! I don't know why I love doing that announcement, but it's fun. Batman enters the class of Season 2 and WWD Hall of Fame in all. The Vigilante may come back for Season 2, we don't know. May come back for Season 3, we don't know. One of the most simple, but one of my favorite entrances of WWD. I don't know why I love this much as I do. Batman, kind of like the Marionette, kind of like Bonnie. Been a mid-carder for almost his entire career. Same with Prime. Batman enters the Hall of Fame. Rightfully deserving. Won a few titles here and there. I want to say he's a former Hounds champ. Former Galaxy champ. Former I know I'm gonna forget him. I'm not even gonna try and list all of his accolades and accomplishments. He's held a lot of titles, let's just say that. Won a few RG titles too. But of course, the head of this entire Hall of Fame. Yo, I'm gonna do it for him too. And your main eventer for the Hall of Fame class is Season 2. From Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 205 pounds, he is the King of Hounds, the Reaper of Death. He is the Overlord. The Overlord enters the Hall of Fame. One of the most destructive members of WWD. Of course, he'd win at WrestleMania. He's had some of the biggest matches in WWD. That 30-minute Iron Man match against Carnage, the No Rules match. No Rules match, triple threat elimination at Mania. The first ever main event of WrestleMania. The Fiend fighting off Carnage and the Overlord. So many memorable matches. Of course, Overlord versus Overlord. It was the real one versus the fake, which was Max Danger. He's had some really stupid attires throughout the years. He's had some really cool ones like this. This kind of like Jason Voorhees one with Purge on the shirt. He's had the Reaper of Death that he wore at Mania. That was cool. He's had the Symbiote one. He's had some cool ones lately on Season 2. The Overlord ran, or Season 3 I mean, but he's ran Season 2, or did run Season 2. That brings an end to the Hall of Fame class, headed by the Overlord. But, oh god, Bam's gonna jump. This isn't even a match though, so it doesn't really matter. I do want to kind of... So, this isn't the end of the video. We're going to cut into some entrances. Just because I want to be able to say a few things, so, about WWD, so, Figured I'd just go say everything while we go through, like, different things from, like, custom superstars and that. But, this was nearly the Danger Zone WrestleMania thing. Like, what they wore was going to be, like, a Power Ranger attire, but anyways... So WWD has been the main series on the channel. I'm just kind of getting a little bit worried because, like, yes, 2K23 is going to be released on PlayStation 4 and all that, but they're kind of slowly dragging the old consoles out of games, like the new PS4 exclusive, or the PS exclusive, like Wolverine games and all that. Those aren't going to be on PS4, so that's where I kind of get worried. Like, how long are we going to get the WWE 2K games on PlayStation 4? And I don't really have a way to save up and get a PS5, nor do I really want a PS5 when my PS4 works fine. I mean, when I booted up 2K19 and was running it for the getting everything ready for today, yeah, it sounded like it was dying, but, you know, that's just because it was running 2K19, but I kind of expected to sound like it's dying when running a, you know, disc that I've had since 2019 and have played consistently since 2019. But I don't know how long we're gonna get 2K games on PlayStation 4, so that's where I worry for WWD. Also, this was nearly, I don't know if I used this ever, but it was a really cool current angle tire. But, you know, why cut the video every time? I can just go through everything like this, but I don't know, I just get worried, like, how long are we truly gonna get 2K games on PlayStation 4, and when they stop releasing them on PS4, then what do I do? Because at that point, how do I can't get the new game, so how do I make video? Do I just continue making them on the old game? But then when they shut those servers down, what do I do? Can't download stuff for custom attires or custom anything like that, so kind of screwed in that department. I don't know. It's a little worrying. So I hope that, like they stop releasing the 2K games on the new roster or on the new not the old gens when they hit like 2K30. Speaking of which, oh, I forgot I had Kenny Omega download. That's the reason the whole joke started. But speaking of 2K, awesome John Cena's on the cover and all that. Awesome, we're getting more games. So when 2K23 releases, we're definitely gonna have some cool stuff for WWD. And I mean, as nerve-wracking as it is that they may end it, it definitely not going anywhere anytime soon. So we're good for a while. Either way, that's gonna be the end of the Hall of Fame class of season 2. Season 3 is off with a banger. I think both videos of the Hall of Fame I uploaded, I was referring to this current season as season 2, so my bad. But yeah, awesome superstars here on 2K19. Awesome custom attires, awesome memories. This game will forever be my favorite WWE 2K game ever made, just because of how much we did on it, me and Red. So either way, I know I said this at Mania, but this is the final time we log off of 2K19. Watch, I'm back in like a few months, but I highly doubt it. Either way, that's going to be the end of this one. Your Hall of Fame class of Season 2, the Bullet Club, Harry Bryan, AJ Styles, Finn Balor. They go in as a group. Dawson goes in solo, Corner goes in solo, Prime goes in solo, the Marionette, Puppet, whatever you want to call him, goes in solo. Candy Cane goes in solo. P Residential X, Brickio Bun, Vlessy Pains, Trumple H, and John Maiden, they go in as a group. Cody Rhodes goes in solo. Tim, Jimmy, and Bob, they kind of go in solo and grouped. Kind of. It's hard. They're the voices of WWD. Let's say they're a group. Batman goes in solo. And the head of this Hall of Fame class, the Reaper of Death, the King of Hounds, the Overlord. He goes in solo. That's going to be the end of this one, guys. So, see ya.